If the thought of wrapping gifts makes you crazy, we have some tips to help you wrap like a pro.
Do you break into a sweat with even the thought of having company? I'm here to help. After trying just a few of my hosting tips, you'll be more than ready to say, come on over.
This is Anna, and not only is she a production assistant for the show, but she is a wrapper extraordinaire. All kinds of tips, and so I asked her to join me today and share some of these tips with you. Let's start with boxes that are already wrapped, but we're going to dress them up, right?
Yeah.
So we have some beautiful wrapping paper, all different kinds. And we're gonna start with this one because I love this one.
So I just did a little bit of folding of this. I can show you how a little bit later when we start cutting wrapping paper, just because it's fun. But I made a little pocket here.
You could put a card in there.
Yeah, you can put a card in that pocket.
Money.
Money, yes. Everyone loves
Money.
a nice little money, nice little 100 right in there. And then we are in the come on over household. So obviously we have to incorporate some flowers of some kind. So you just put one of these little
So what I did
flowers
was
in here.
I put some flowers and a stem saver here. So it's a little bit of water in there. And that way they will stay nicer, longer. Because here's what happens if you don't put them in a stem saver. See how it's getting kind of loose and not very happy?
But
if you're about to give
it in there too if you want.
No, isn't that the most gorgeous thing? And that was just a different way of wrapping it and creating a little bit of an envelope pocket. And you can put all kinds of happy things in there. You can put candy in there.
Yeah, candy. I am a big fan of candy, if you can't tell by this that we're gonna wrap later.
Okay, I absolutely love this. And that didn't involve any ribbon. It didn't involve any bows. It was just stems and a stem saver. Okay, I love, love, love this. All right, let's say we have something like this.
Yes, so something like this. I love some good textured wrapping paper, but the downside to that is it can be really hard to pair ribbon with.
Yes.
As you can see, we have lots of patterned ribbon over here, my personal collection, just a taste. But we were talking earlier, and I think we talked about this black one on top of this little doodad here, or maybe this sparkly red one.
Right.
Either would be fine, just depends on what you're going for. I think I'm gonna do the sparkly one just because everything needs a little sparkle.
Yeah, I completely agree. Not too much sparkle, a little bit of sparkle.
Just a little.
All right, so if your gift is already wrapped and you're like, it's okay. Now, a lot of people would be tempted to just, bam, put a bow on there and say, I'm done. But not you, no.
No, see, I think the wrapping is just as much a part of the gift as the gift itself.
Could not agree more.
One thing that I look for when I am getting ribbon is for the wiring in the side, especially for the thicker ribbons. It just makes it a little bit easier to hold its shape. You can make nice bows. You can give it some volume. Yep. So I have some of this strung out here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lay this flat on the table, move some of these out of the way. And then I am going to take this, and this is I call it the ugly side. And basically that's just where the seam of the paper is. We don't want the seam to show. So I am going to put the seam right there on top of this lovely ribbon. Notice I left a lot of slack over here. That's for a reason. So now we're gonna pull it up over the box, straight up, and I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna give it a slight angle so that it doesn't fray. It will still fray, but it frays a lot slower and it lasts a lot longer if you have that angled edge. If you're really feeling fancy, you can do like little snake tongue where it looks like this. Ooh. You just take it and you fold it in half.
Snake tongue.
And boop.
Yep.
We'll do that on another one. And so then we're going to pull that up so that they match. Find the middle. and twist.
I do not twist. That is the difference. You have to twist, it holds it in place.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to, you could take this remainder, straighten it out, and you could go back underneath to this side. And now,
Tape it.
yeah, just tape it, staple it, whatever. And then you could leave it like that if you wanted to. Or you can do a little tying and make it into a bow.
Let's do that.
Which we're gonna do because why not?
Why not?
So I like to take whatever is left. So you're gonna divide it into thirds. And you're gonna take that last third at the end. You're gonna pull that down to the base. And then just kind of pinch it together so it all stays.
And this is where the wiring comes in super handy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially with bows like this, because you don't actually, which you'll see here in a second, you don't actually have to tie it into a bow like you would tie your shoelaces or a bow tie.
Right.
You can just twist it, which makes it look a little bit neater. So I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I'm going to come down to about a third left at the end here past my finger. Pull that down, pinch it together, and then I am just going to take these and continue that twist around. And then I like to do one of these loops and just go under the whole thing.
Yep.
Just so that it stays a little bit better. And then from there, you just floof it out however you see fit.
And if you forgot to trim them, you can do that now.
Exactly. Yep, you could do that now. If you're not sure exactly how much ribbon you need, then you can save that step for the end so that you can do it. And these are a little bit long for my taste. Okay. So we're gonna give it a little snake tongue.
A snake tongue.
So I'm gonna fold it in half where both sides of the ribbon are together. I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna start from the end that has the edges. So not the creased side, not the folded side, the side with the edges that has the wire. And I'm going to cut diagonally a little triangle out towards the crease. So now when you unfold it, you have a little snake tongue.
Did not know that was called a snake tongue. Interesting.
I don't know that that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it.
People would normally run screaming from the room if you mentioned snake tongue. But no screaming, no running here. This is all about gift wrapping.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side so that it matches.
I would say the thing I learned most about this technique is that I don't have to pull that through. It never occurred to me to twist and tuck and there not be fighting with the ribbon pulling it through. So that is a great idea.
And now we have a lovely little bow.
Love.
I'm also a huge fan of a bow being a little lopsided, a little crooked. I think it adds to the aesthetic. But as you can see here, this is one that I would probably find with wedding wrapping paper or maybe an anniversary section. It has little hearts that are silver and gold. But the cool thing about wrapping paper is if you find something that's kind of neutral like this, you can use ribbon to make it fit the occasion.
Yes.
So if I wanted to make this a Christmas one, I might get some snowflakes
or
some red, or this peppermint one.
Yes.
Just to make it Christmassy, and then I don't have to go out and buy Christmas wrapping paper if I don't have the time to, and this is all I have.
Right.
Or you can get this pretty pink one. I like this one that we're gonna grab. Sorry, I'm like all in your face.
Yeah, it happens. Okay, so this is cool because it has pink, but it also has silver on the edge.
Exactly. So that silver will tie into the silver in the wrapping paper so that it matches nicely. For this one, I want to do a crisscrossed one. So we're going to do the same thing we did for the last one.
Right.
We're going to lay out quite a bit because we're going around this box twice. And we're going to start with the long end.
Okay.
And like I said, we want to make sure that the ugly side is going to be the bottom of the gift and that the bow is going to be on the top. Since we're going around twice on this one, we want to start with the ribbon going across the top. So
okay,
ugly side up.
All right.
And now we're going to come around and lay them down so that you have two sides right here.
Okay.
I found this is a little bit easier than trying to find the middle when you're still figuring out how much you need. So I will just take this and spin the present, and that will make the ribbon turn itself. And then we just hold it on the side and flip.
And you see this a lot of gifts that are professionally wrapped. They have this crisscross, which sometimes when you're at a party, people are like, I can't get it off here. Get it off here. But it looks so pretty. It looks so perfectly proportioned, I think.
And when you do these all as one ribbon, one continuous one, there's a couple of benefits. One is that it's actually easier to undo than if you were to do them separately because they're just twisted. So once they get off one side, the other side comes off. The other reason why it's better is you have more ribbon that you can reuse.
I'm a big reuser of ribbon.
As
I
you
know
can
that
see.
a lot of people are not.
I have
just galore. It's ribbon,
amounts of
ribbon mania here. I love it though, because then you have more options.
Exactly.
And I do save ribbon. I don't save wrapping paper. I haven't gone that far, folks, but I will save ribbon and I will save bags.
Yes.
I may never ever have to buy another gift bag again the rest of my life. Okay. So we're twisting again, right?
Yes, we're twisting. Now this one doesn't have a wire because it's a thinner ribbon. So this one we are gonna have to tie, but I'm still gonna do the twisting. I'm gonna twist it, and then I'm gonna take this one that is gonna be on the top of the twist here, if you can see right there. And I'm gonna just tuck that under and pull it through with my fingers. So now we have a nice little spot here, and figuring out how to do this by yourself without an extra finger is a process, but you can do it.
Can a kitty paw help?
Yes, a kitty paw can definitely help.
Puppy paw help?
It could. The trick is training them to stay there long enough to do it. So I'm gonna have you put your finger right there where mine is.
Okay.
And now, as long as that finger is there, I could go leave, and this ribbon will not come undone. But I'm not gonna do that to you.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
So, as you can see, I left a little bit more ribbon this time. I'm gonna show you how to tie. So I'm not gonna tie it in thirds.
2 bunny ears.
I'm just gonna do 2 bunny ears, and you're just gonna tie it like a shoelace.
Oh, I like this. I like the bunny ears.
And you can take your finger away.
Now we have.
And now you have a nice bow with a long ribbon. Now, if you wanted to, which is what I'm gonna do because we don't do things small.
No, not on this show.
You pull this so that they're a little bit smaller, and then you're gonna do the same thing again.
What I love about this ribbon and this paper is this could be a baby gift. It could be a little girl gift.
Yep. Use a blue ribbon. It could be
so many options here. I love these little bows. These are fantastic.
How do you get these even, you might ask?
I might. How do you get those even?
I will straighten this out because it's folded in places I don't want it to be folded. So I would make those even. And then you just pull on these strings at the end. And that will make it until they're about the same size as the other ones.
Love.
And then if you hold all 4 of these and pull all of them at the same time.
Okay, we'll get there.
Yep. Now, pulling on the loops, or the bunny ears, as you may say, is what tightens the bow so it stays.
Yep.
But you have to hold these ends or it'll just come undone.
Right. I love this. It's such a happy package. So we could actually be done with this. Did you want to?
We could be done with this. It would be perfectly fine just like this, but I am a perfectionist, so I want the ends to not be frayed, and I want them to be the same size roughly as my loops.
I like that one's cut well, I think. Would you cut it the other way then?
Or if you want, whichever way you want.
Okay, I kind of like cutting it the other way. So you have 2.
There you go.
I mean, I could probably do a little bit better than that. Woo! Did you see all that come flying off?
Oh yeah.
Yes. I love this package. This is number 1 for me, and this is number 2. This is so delicate and pretty and shiny. Love, love,
Could
love.
be for a birthday.
So many things. Okay, moving on to an oddly shaped gift.
Yes, so
Awkward gift.
I love to give candles or mugs or, you know, maybe some jam. I have chocolate in this because my favorite thing to do when I have something delicate, because most candles or mugs are made of glass or something that's breakable. So I like to fill it so it has something to kind of cushion it a little bit so it's not as delicate and likely to break. So you can fill it with chocolate, whatever their favorite candy is, jelly beans, whatever floats your boat. Or if you want to grab, I have some well-used tissue paper here. I can dump out my chocolate.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to find the center of my wrapping paper and just start stuffing that in there. I like to be a little delicate because the more air is in there, I feel like the prettier it looks. Might just be my opinion, but
I love that.
And now you have it cushioned and it looks cute.
Yep, love it.
So we are just gonna twist this lid back on.
Okay.
We'll eat that later.
For another time.
And then another thing you can do, like if this was a candle, you might want to include something like a wick cutter or something useful. If this was jam, you might include a cute spoon, something like that. And you can just do that. Find yourself a little ribbon, maybe like one of these.
Oh, little tiny ribbons. Okay.
I like this blue one. I think it goes well with our
love
wrapping
that.
paper. So we're just gonna take our little piece of tape that's holding it together.
Now, how many of you know what these are? See, love this. This goes down into your candle and it cuts your wick short so it doesn't flame up in a way and smoke.
I'm gonna take my scissors.
All right.
Little ribbons, it's not as important to do the diagonal cut, but it does still help. And I just got a little small piece of ribbon here. And we're just gonna wrap it once around this because it doesn't fit perfectly to the glass. That way it holds it in place.
Love this. We could even do 2 if you had to.
Yeah,
Hold
you
it in
could.
place.
And then
Stick a bow on top.
you can stick a bow on top and it can just be done just like that. I would probably tie another one around here to hold it. In fact, I have a little, this doesn't match, so pretend this is blue. You can tie it around the bottom to hold it on there a little better.
And I like how it kind of gives a little bit of a tip what's inside. So if you have a spoon, it's got to be jam or peanut butter or something. This is a little bit awkward, but
That's fine.
I think
That'll
you
work.
can find, yeah, I like it as diagonal. Stick a bow on top. Done.
And done.
Right.
Or say you don't want this on there. Say you're just giving the jam.
Just the jam or just candy or just something, right?
Get that out of here.
Oh, that beautiful ribbon.
It's okay, I have more.
You do. Lots and lots.
Let's say you don't have a gift bag, you don't have ribbon, and you need to wrap it anyways.
Okay.
All you have is paper. Lovely paper with birds, just like Christine
Birds,
loves.
just for me.
Rule of thumb, I like to have about twice as much paper as you need to cover that object. So this object takes about 5 to 6 squares, so I would want 10 to 12. And I'm just going to cut very awkwardly because I am right-handed and on the left side, but it's fine. So I'm just gonna roll this until it completely covers. And I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra space to make sure that we don't have any gaps in the paper.
I love, love, love this paper.
And we're just going to cut down this line.
Okay.
And then roll
this be
this back
free?
up. And we can save that for another small
Yes, we
package
can.
that we have later. We're gonna make sure that that bottom is as, like the paper matches as closely as we can around the bottom so it lines up. Take ourselves a little piece of tape find the middle of your object, which you might have to dent the paper to find because it all looks the same. And then just put a little piece of tape. Don't tape your finger.
Because that's not part of the gift.
No, no. That would be a weird gift.
It would be a very weird
I
gift.
mean, unless it's this one and you're getting married, but that's another
story.
story. Okay, so then we're just going to fold this down.
Okay.
This now becomes a rectangle. And then we're going to fold the bottom up. Kind of takes some maneuvering. Just kind of fold those edges over and then in.
And the bottom of it is not as important as the top.
Correct.
So do the best you can.
Yep, it does not have to look perfect. Would you mind helping?
That is the tiniest
my
piece.
finger.
Oh.
And I'm just going to put that right there.
Okay.
Done. And we're just going to wrap it around here.
We're just tying it off, basically.
Just tie it off.
But not too tight, right? Because you don't want to rip your paper.
Exactly.
Okay. So
just tight enough to hold it.
Anchor it. All right.
Yep. And you can give it to them as is, just like this. I've done that before. But I like to add a little flair.
Of course you do.
I'm gonna just take my scissors,
Yes.
stick it down into my paper, and just give it some snips. Snip it into little strips. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You just don't want to cut it off.
Right.
And you don't want to cut it all the way down because then it'll start ripping past the ribbon and that ain't cute.
No. So you're kind of doing this little
And now
fireworks look.
Exactly.
Oh, how
You can
fun.
fold it down, you can straighten it out,
Bend
and
it. You can do whatever you
Exactly.
want to. And now how to make this little pocket in your gift wrapping.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it, so we're going to learn together.
So first, you're gonna want to make sure you have plenty of paper. As you can see, this is probably like 1, 2, 3-ish times the size of my
Object.
object. And we're gonna get this object out of the way. And I am going to use some chocolates as some paperweights here.
Why not?
And I'm gonna fold this almost all the way to the top.
Like 3 squares.
Yeah. And we're gonna make a nice crease here. Creasing your paper is very important. It's
Very.
what makes your corners and sides look professional.
Yeah.
So crease your paper before like folding it into its final form. It'll make it look a lot better. And then we're going to take this and we are actually going to bring it back.
Like a square and a half.
Yeah.
Or however deep you want
However
your
deep,
pocket.
yeah, however deep you want
Okay.
your pocket. And now I'm gonna show you the edge here. We have kind of this like accordion looking thing. And you could do this a few times if you wanted multiple pockets, but we're just gonna do one. And then we put this, you wanna position your object on it wherever you want your pocket. So I want my pocket to be almost to the top.
Okay.
And now I'm going to just fold over the bottom. And then I'm gonna pull the top, and it looks like it's a little long. So we could trim it, but
Bend it under.
we're just gonna bend it under.
I'm a big fan of the bending under, actually.
Saves time.
Saves time. Nobody cares. Someone's going to go, oh, I'm sorry, I can't open this gift. It's bent under.
And if you're terrible at cutting straight lines, it's a great way to hide your jagged edges.
Yep.
And then I'm just gonna take a little piece of tape. Less is more when it comes to tape.
Yes. Agreed.
And then you are just going to find that edge, crease, because like we said, creases
Creasing.
make for professional looking packages. And if you don't like, if it kind of hangs over the edge, again, just kind of tuck it under.
Or sometimes
can
I
be a
will do
little
it.
crooked.
I will do it here too. I will start here and fold it here, and then when I bend it over, it's already that way. Does that work too?
Yep, absolutely. And
pretty.
then again, less is more with tape. So I like to just hold this while I fold over the other side, but you can also just take a little piece of tape, tape it,
Yep.
and then we're gonna do the same thing over here. Give it a little fold. Make sure those folds are nice and crisp. And there's a little bit of hangover here that kind of looks uneven. So I'm just gonna tuck that so that it hides those uneven edges.
So the hiding, I think, is really cool. You know, you can do a lot of...
And then I like my edges to line up. So I'm gonna make that pocket on the back line up perfectly. And add a little piece of tape right there. And now we have a pocket.
For the chocolate. Love, love, love the pocket. And that works, you said you can do multiple pockets, same idea, just keep doing the pocket.
Just do a couple more accordion folds and you'll have more pockets.
I'm gonna use this, I'm telling you. A nicely wrapped gift
Is a gift itself.
and that's a wrap.
Record.
Oh,
Hi.
okay.
We're coming up with new names of games.
How do they look?
Well, we look awesome. Are you kidding? So where do we start?
I don't know.
And that's a wrap.
I almost fell.
And that's a fall. Okay.
Come on over. Now go make someone feel special today.